Hi there, my name is Princey. Welcome to Season 3 of Africa4Nuclear. Since the beginning of Africa4Nuclear series, we spoke about many nuclear applications, but did we cover all of them? Let me now hand over to our resident nuclear scientist, Gilbert Lekwe, who will take us through other possible areas where nuclear energy can make an impact.
My name is Gilbert Lekwe, working for NECSA. I'm participating in this series in my own capacity as a nuclear scientist. What comes into your mind when you hear the word nuclear? To many people, the word nuclear means explosives, means bombs. They think Nagasaki and Hiroshima when the word nuclear is mentioned. Today we're going to unpack to show that there is more to nuclear than just Nagasaki and Hiroshima. With nuclear, you can do a whole lot of things than what the Nagasaki and Hiroshima did. You can actually even do the reverse of what the nuclear explosives were meant to do, meaning you can save a life with a nuclear technology. And that's what we must focus on improving and enhancing the lives using nuclear technology. In the previous episodes of Africa4Nuclear, it was mentioned few important aspects that needs energy for people to be able to live a better life. Agriculture was one of them. Let me focus a little bit on water, for example. So previously in South Africa, in Cape Town specifically, we were running a risk of not having clean water for the people of Cape Town. But if you look at Cape Town, we have a huge abundance of seawater all around. I sometimes say South Africa is not a water scarce country. If we have so much seawater all around us, all we need to do is to take that seawater and convert it into clean, usable and drinking water. By the process called desalination, you can convert seawater into clean, drinkable and usable water. In Cape Town, when they were approaching day 0, they went to a nuclear reactor for desalination. You can convert seawater into clean using water using a process called desalination, using a specific nuclear reactor that can be designed for that purpose. Next one, we're going to touch a little bit on petrol. Guess what? Nuclear technology can also help to reduce the cost of petrol, particularly in South Africa. Because number one, in South Africa, we know how to produce our own petrol. We do, through Sasol, we are using coal to liquid technology, meaning we are taking coal and we are converting it into diesel and petrol. That's how Sasol produces petrol for us in South Africa. But currently we are doing that at a very little scale. It's about 30% production. Imagine if we can double that or even triple that. So my analogy is, let's take all the coal that we have and convert it and direct it into producing petrol, and then we take nuclear to produce electricity, because nuclear is best for electricity, and then coal can focus on producing petrol and diesel that we need. And if we rely very little on getting petrol from OPEC countries, we will be able to control the equation that control the prices of petrol. Also, when you convert coal into petrol, you need a huge amount of heat processes that goes on into the input that you are doing. Nuclear technology can be able to improve that process and make it more efficient and produce even more petrol. And by that, you will be able to reduce the cost of petrol that we are having in South Africa. If you look at globally, everywhere where you have electricity, you have a better living conditions for people, meaning life becomes better everywhere we have more electricity. So we need to start there to avail electricity for the people. And nuclear energy and nuclear technology is the way to go if you want to avail and give electricity to the people. We often hear the word clean energy or renewable, But nuclear falls in the category of clean energy because it does not produce greenhouse effect. So it can and qualifies as a clean energy, and it is being recognized now world over as clean energy. So we do not have the environmental impact excuses that were branded over around nuclear for electricity production. We need a less environmental impact electricity, and we need electricity that is available. So from where I'm standing, it is only a matter of the concerns of the citizens, which often are misguided. Because when it comes to nuclear, the first thing that comes into people's mind is explosives and bombs. But we have explained it, that nuclear energy can be done in a safer way because we already know how to do that. We have a Kuwait nuclear plant that has been running for close to 40 years. We've got Safari 1 research reactor that's been running safely for over 50 years. So we have the know-how and we have the technology. All we need is the government of South Africa and the rest of the continent to give a platform and give way and accept nuclear energy as the solution for many social problems. And nuclear, if it comes in, it will reduce the cost of electricity, and therefore it will be cheaper to do business, and many companies will come back and start industries in South Africa, and we will have lots and lots of young people getting desperately needed jobs that will impact and solve ill social problems of our country. If we started building nuclear at a time when Eskom proposed to start building nuclear power plants, we would not be having the problems that we're having. Because the story of nuclear in South Africa does not start now. There was a time at the early 2000s when Eskom approached the government to start the process of building nuclear reactor, and the aim was by 2023, we would be switching on the nuclear power plants. If we started during that time, we would not be having the load shedding that we have, because nuclear plants would be coming online right now. We are talking replacing the coal power plant that Eskom fleet have that are aging, and we are looking at something better to replace them. And nuclear would do a much better job in replacing coal to produce electricity in South Africa than any other source you can think of. When we had the impact of load shedding back in 2008, we started shutting down lots of industries. Hence, the unemployment is so high. So if nuclear will provide electricity, all the other industries that were shut down, they will come back, and then the job creation will start to happen.
If you have any comments or questions, just comment below. Don't forget to follow #Africa4Nuclear on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Until next time, Salani Wino.